We'll see what they decide to pick up next year. My guess is they'll probably grab Speed's hero and save last pick for their safe lane, or at least pick a flexible hero that could go either or. Um, but you've got, like you said, a lack of lockdown. I mean, it's looking like maybe you just pick up. Man, it's like part of me really wants to see them grab like a Void Spirit or an Ember Spirit, but then that kind of reveals that your Tiny is going to the safe lane, and that's hard. So I don't know. Maybe you don't.
Yeah, it's tough to make that call, to be honest, and
All right, there it is. The NP. I was talking about this one earlier. I thought they might save their last
Mhm.
pick, but yeah, they decided to go for it anyway. It is just a really strong lane hero, and right now, like the two supports, Rubik Undying, do absolutely nothing to the Nature's Prophet. Like
Yeah.
this is exclusively Puck and CK who can kill him, and once he has BKB like a Maelstrom, this hero is very hard to kill.
Yeah, and, it's a really great pick just because at the back of my mind, I'm thinking about whether or not they could pick up a hero like the Beastmaster just because of how annoying creep type heroes are versus the support deal, but NP covers all bases. He's not worried, you're not locked into any lane situation, you're still incredibly flexible on DogChamp, and yet again, I think that's coming from Bean9 being kind of the strategic mastermind here because, well, you've got last pick. You wanna play for every out, you wanna keep your opponents guessing here, do like the Ursa ban. I feel like Stonebank Ursa is something to be fearful of, especially if Osmium are playing against elimination here. But at the same time, still feel like there aren't enough bans for Osmium to really take everything out of the pool right now. And this NP is going to be susceptible to the ganks. The Dream Coil is pretty brutal to play versus. There is that kind of moment, though, where everything switches. You get your Maelstrom, you get your BKB, you start looking at the level 20, and then, well, Puck is terrified of you. Puck is not going to want to show on the side lanes, and then Envy becomes the monster that we all know the hero to be.
Yeah. I'm really curious if they decide to put the Nature's Prophet in the off lane here on speed, because I know it's something that he's done in the past, but would have worked with the Ursa. I can't think of many other heroes in the safe lane that it could work with, because you do definitely need like a less greedy safe lane to pair with it, I would say, right? Maybe you can go Visage.
Yeah.
You could pull a Visage out here, honestly, actually. This would be a very good Visage game.
And that's another hero that has gotten, I think, more speed so than a lot of other heroes out of Stockholm. This is has just kind of come out, I think, mainly on the pub scene as just this hero that doesn't die, that starts snowballing, that plays the 5-man meta maybe a little bit better in that kind of chaotic situation. And this is going to become a chaotic situation. These team fights are messy. There are only a few very select stunts here. I think that's where a Visage could relish. And again, you're playing damage mitigation. You're playing to be tankier their opponents. I think Visage would honestly be a fantastic choice for DogChamp. And then what do Osmium do? They try to kill a Visage and a Tiny and an NP, and they have to worry about Curse and Grip.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's going to be an impossible team fight to pull off.
I like the PA ban. I think that one makes a lot of
Mhm.
sense here. Protect the Nature's Prophet. Also, just like really good at getting on the back line to deal with heroes like Bane and Winter Wyvern. And they don't really have anything outside of the Puck. Like once CK has Blink, he could definitely find the back line. But man, Visage just feels like they're gonna. If they get that hero, they would play so dang fast. Like this NP would just like TP to the lane, the Visage's lane at like 5 minutes with a catapult, and just take your tower. And there's nothing you can do on Osmium to stop it.
Yeah, and no matter what hero I'm thinking of for Osmium, they just have choices on DogChamp. And okay, that does solve one or few of the issues, because the problem is no matter what carry they
Yeah.
would have picked in that position, a Dogchamp can choose, okay, it's NP Wyvern, they pick the melee carry. Oh, we can maybe move this around now. NP can go to the safe lane, put Tine to the off lane, pick up a Ryoya here. No matter what they were going to choose, they were going to find an issue. I think this Night Stalker is something,
It's really
but
good.
now Katara's going to be a little bit
Bloodseeker.
annoyed playing
Yeah.
versus that, and then, yeah, the
I knew it. I
Seeker.
was like, if you're gonna see Night Stalker last, like you just pick the Bloodseeker. Like it just ruins your game, and it's something Stonebank likes to play. Like it's so good. It's
Yeah,
gotta be
because
like,
Osmium couldn't pick it.
yeah.
Osmium couldn't pick it. They wanted to pick it, but if they pick it, then it's laning versus NP Wyvern. What do you do as a Bloodseeker in that lane? You do nothing.
You
So
just get clicked,
uh,
and you
it's
just be
just not
sad.
a fun situation. And they run out of bans, and that really is the problem here. I think Osmium just weren't really able to move their heroes or their bans in that second phase as effectively as their opponents are. I think DogChamp really have everything in their power here to do a 2 on this series. It's gonna need to be some great team from Osmium. It's gonna need to be some great timings as well from Kataro because, well, that's gonna be your blink timing. If they can get 3 blink daggers up on Osmium and they just start jumping the backline over and over and over again, they get in this clockwork of constantly finding pickoffs, then they can get momentum. They can get speed. They can try to keep those early levels going as long as they can. I just worry if there's ever a pause in this game, DogChamp, they walk towards those BKBs, they walk towards those blink daggers, they become the counter initiators, and then suddenly I don't know what Osmium really do in their draft.
Dude, it looks so scary, honestly. Like, the Night Stalker pick was actually a really good adaptation because it gives you that vision control in these fights that you need to find the heroes like the Wyvern and the Bane. But, man, this Bloodseeker just makes your life so miserable. If he gets vision of you, you just get ruptured as a Night Stalker, and you just aren't allowed to participate in the fight. Because this is a hero that, like, you have to, like, blink in and find this backline and just chase them down, but now you just can't do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a massive issue that they have to deal with, and they have to deal with it. If they don't really have too many options. Not to mention just having just blood right that you could put down versus heroes like CK. It's a very obnoxious game. It's a very difficult game to play, but it's where I think Osmium, they need to just carry their momentum. They need to do what they did last game, even a little bit better laning stage-wise. They need to keep it going. They just need to never let that ball stop rolling. If they get early support levels as well, if we see Catyu and Sladen really get active early on, pre 10 minutes into the game where they are going to be stronger than this Wyvern in this Bane, they need to take that snowball and they need to run with it. At least Sebas is on a hero that's maybe a little bit less farm oriented. He's going to be able to make those almost automatic plays with the Dream Coil. We didn't really see him venture too far out of the lane on his Invoker. Really just paid maybe 1 or 2 trips to the Timbersaws lane. I think that's where Sebas needs to show up. He needs to force speed to feed. I think that's going to be the name of the game. If you can force this Nature's Prophet to be much slower, that's really going to be your best bet here. I just worry if they ever slip up, it's going to be your tier 1s. There's always going to be a cost. It's what the Nature's Prophet forces on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I am very excited to see how this is going to work for Osmium, like if they can actually manage to snowball some of these lanes. But I do really worry. Like, if Stonebank has like a decent game here, there's pretty much nothing to deal with this Bloodseeker. Even the CK, like you said, if he goes in, you're just dealing with Blood Right. An early BKB from him is going to do wonders, especially since he's like a natural Maelstrom builder. The one thing they do have that is pretty good for Osmium, though, is despite this puck being picked really early, there's not really like a... I mean, there's Tiny, I suppose, like we were talking about, but there's not really like a good catch for the puck, right?
Yeah, there's no Apex Predator. Sebas is going to be able to play pretty normally for a large part of this game. Maybe take a V-turn whenever it comes to looking for items like Force Staff when it comes to playing versus the Leash talent, but he should be fine. He should be able to play. And with the Night Stalker going in, he should be aware of that Tiny's positioning pretty much the entire time. But it's, again, where all it takes is 1 or 2 slip-ups, and then suddenly the game is completely different. And it is what Rua is going to look for. He's either going to look to kill your supports, or he's going to be looking to kill the puck.
They're going for B9.
Yeah.
Damage. Blood Right comes out.
No arrow this time.
Yeah. I mean, you're right next to the tower, too. That is so scary. Catyu also. I mean, if Catyu gets like a nice tombstone off, it's maybe possible, but you'd have to get like 3 zombies onto him, and the spawn interval this early is just not enough.
Yeah, it's rough. And honestly, seeing how this Undying plays, it's a scary game. These fights are really going to be settled in, I think, moments here. I think that's when maybe Osmium look to drag it out a little bit more. I think Stonebank just being annoying, hitting Sladen. Poor guy.
Yarn is just toying with Catyu here, it seems. Yeah. Okay, actually, Yarn might regret that now. You are definitely not nearly as fast as the Undying, and he has no more Arctic Burn. Luckily for him, I guess no Orb of Venom, though.
No Orb, no Boots. He's the mana Undying. He's the guy trying to be nice for his carry, you know. I hate unselfish Undying players. This is not a Dubu item, starting item build for sure.
Dude, you know Shu, right?
Yeah.
The Undying Specialist. He just goes to your lane and just like absolutely just dumpsters anyone else who's there and like uses all of his resources, and he just like would go deny a tower, and he's like, all right, I'm coming back. Which he just does over and over again, just ruining the other hero's ability to play the game.
In the patch where you can also, there's like a 10-second buffer period for denying, you just die for free all the time.
And you didn't have the increased respawn interval either.
Yep, yeah. Really fun time. Really fun time.
Great times, Dodo, we had. So we got this top lane. It's going to be the Night Stalker and the Rubik taking on the Bane and the Bloodseeker. Now, two very strong laners here on the side of DogChamp, right? Ooh, Nature's Prophet's just dead. Stuck around too far.
Yep.
Cat U getting body blocked up, ends up dying. But, I mean, that's a pretty big kill. You do not want to give up these early deaths on the Nature's Prophet, especially since, like, you just TP back to base, right? That's the whole point. That's what makes this hero such an annoying offlaner is you kind of just, like, spend resources and you just TP to base and come back.
Yeah, I think it's with the greedy Blightstone start, just didn't have the stats that maybe a Wand Triple Branch would have allotted him, but it's also same story as last game. Level 1 Chaos Bolt's just crazy. You just eat 3 of them, and then with the Decay on you as well. Not the healthiest of heroes in this game. Not the best strength stacking either.
Oh.
They're going for a dive.
They are indeed. He just drops the Tombstone. It should get punished here pretty easily by Yarn, but he's taking a ton of damage from it. Nice 2-hero decay as well. And they are going to force the salve, but no one on the side of Osmium here really all too worried. Dude, he just bought 4 mangoes on the Undying.
Yep. They're all not stacked either, so you know what that means.
Was that smart?
There were more before.
Yeah, there were a lot more.
But yeah, no, and that's something that we will see from this lane is that Cold Embrace is a fantastic answer to that initiation from the Chaos Bolt. You're already going to be stunned for 4 seconds if you get Cold Embraced. Well, for 2 of them, you're just going to be immune to physical damage, which does kill a lot of that turret potential. I think that's why that First Blood caught us even more off guard just before the level 2 timing, but this should create a lot more stability now. And I think it's a big reason why they went for it.
Ooh, that is a big courier kill. That's Stonebank's boots on the Bloodseeker, which he needs those by the 5-minute mark in order to be able to survive the lane against the Night Stalker. So
it's so annoying as well. Without the boots, he's just body blocked so much. And look, they keep it going. Oh, nah.
Those extra 2 seconds, it really adds up on the Arctic Burn.
Yeah, no, it is a lot more damage. It is not fun. It's just that much more efficient of a spell. Before you would see sometimes Arctic Burn get leveled up maybe a little bit more than you would have liked, but now you just get to have all your abilities on Wyvern, and it doesn't really feel like you're missing out too much.
On the lanes, though, somewhat even, I would say this time. There's not like a real standout. I mean, mid lane, actually. Never mind. Ryoya is dominating Sebastian. Speaking of which, Avalanche Toss. He's going to be able to orb. Does make it away, and that's going to be just in time for the runes. Meanwhile, bottom, Cat U does get the Tombstone down. He's going to try and take down Yaren, so it is going to be a trade. So 1-for-1 there on the supports, but Speed still alive and well. Taro, I mean, it's a CK. What can you do, really? Oh. Reality Rift? The stun? Is he actually going to be able to find a kill here onto the Nature's Prophet? He's got to get rid of these zombies. He ends up denying the Tombstone anyway.
Yeah, I think Kataro, he saw the stick. He saw the 15 charges. I don't know what Speed's doing. He's just sprouting himself. But no, that was a good disengage from the CK. If he stuck around under that tower, he would have gotten punished, I think, pretty hard. But yeah, mid, this is not fun. I think Sebas is hovering. He's trying to sap XP at this point, but he is so behind the exchange right now. He hasn't really been able to go for bounties or the such either. He's just kind of stuck in his lane, a lane that he is just losing.
Yeah. Bottom lane, they almost get Cat U, but it's going to cost you Yaren. A little bit too aggressive there. The Chaos Knight just doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, and they gotta chill a little bit here. This is not the hero, again, the lane that you want to feed. Kataro is going to get a lot more stable here, especially once he gets that Helm of Iron Will. Then you're really gonna need to get carried by your magic damage here. at the same time, alone time for Speed, you're never going to be too sad about that because he wants to make that Wrath of Nature play as soon as possible. Probably TP to the Night Stalker's lane. Probably a Nightmare setup as well coming from him, but it's where, unfortunately, the safer Kataro is, the more you get Katyu rotating out and the less pressure put on Ryoya that could be there. More heroes, though, for Osmium in the river right now. So this Arcane Rune is either going to get denied or...
It'll get denied, right? Oh, no. Okay. Nice telekinesis play there by Slayton. Well, Slayton might regret this, though. Avalanche toss. There, he gets the kill. Okay. So Ryoya will punish them for sending all these heroes to the mid lane to contest these runes.
Very, very angry Tiny. And how he actually decides to play this Tiny, I would love to see him just go for the Blink Rush, and I think that's what he is going to go for. He's got Clarities instead of Phase Boots components. He's got a Raindrop. He should just try to be the most efficient he can be, and then suddenly the game's going to get way easier while they get another kill on the D ward here. They do have to TP out, but there you go. That's your freebie, and I think Speed, he's getting dangerously close to 6. Unfortunately, it comes behind Stonebank dying top.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Arcane Rune Coil, so really good usage.
That's the beginning. They need to do that again, especially if he can come back to that top lane, whether Night Stalker hits the level 6. It's where we're going to start seeing those global rotations. It's where we see the trades being made. And this is the second time Sebas is getting his bottle refilled by supports, so they are starting to put more resources in this mid lane with the success of bottom, and they're actually getting Kataro involved. They want the revenge play in Stonebank before his level 6. This is really smart if it works out.
Yeah, it is. And B9's actually going to scout the rotation for the Rubik from the backside, but they still don't have vision of this Puck who's coming in with the help of Katyu. It is 5 heroes to the top side here of Osmium, and Wrath of Nature does come through, does a decent chunk of damage, but there's the second coil, the refresh there. Avalanche toss onto the Night Stalker. Ryoya doesn't have the damage to finish him off. The tree toss down to 12 HP. The Splinter Blast doesn't find him either. Hiding in the trees still to this moment. He might survive on the Night Stalker. Ryoya does get that find, but Avalanche onto the Puck. Sebas survives, but you lose one. Speed chase all the way back to the tier 2 tower, and Slayton's gonna find the kill. They end up finding the kill onto Puck, but Katyu drops a tombstone. He's gonna get the Tiny. He doesn't bring it down in time. It's a huge disaster here for DogChamp. They're falling one by one. Telekinesis finds B9. Nightmare for the moment. It looks like he might survive as Kataro is out of mana.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the right hero died. That Stonebank dead twice in succession. No game for the Bloodseeker. He has to just kind of take the pity farm mid. And now whether or not Osmium can turn this into a tower, still hero plays from Ryoya. He's gonna have his Blink Dagger that much faster. Gets the kill on the Puck, just a beautifully timed toss. Without that, that trade seems way worse. But at the end of the day, you still have the CK accelerating much faster than this Bloodseeker. Just no love, no kills for the Blood.
Yeah. We'll see whether or not the Puck and the Night Stalker can kind of recoup. Because right now we're seeing Sebas, having not a great game on the Puck. Did really struggle in this mid lane matchup. And like you pointed out, Tiny, he's closing on that blink and fast. And what we saw last game from Ryoya, I mean, if he gets that blink and is able to find those like really big kills, you're going to be really worried.
Yeah, and we only got to see a glimpse of him there with the Wrath of Nature, but Speed was not playing around. He was taking his farm. He took the entire bottom side of the map. So it's those moments where you are on a razor's edge. Any failure from Osmium is going to be net worth gained on the opposing side. And finally, Speed is going to try to transform this bottom tower. Needs to be careful, though. If they know that the Bloodseeker can't beat bottom, and Katyu just spotted him out top, we could see a large-scale engagement bottom lane, and they have the coil, they have the Dark Ascension. All it would take really is the CK coming in, and then either of these cores could die down here.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to defend. It looks like Osmium's gonna give this one up. They have too much like vision around the tower with this, what is this? The Nature's Call. Jesus. It used to be called Summon Treants. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's just like, yeah, they get the tower.
Just Dota things.
Stabilizing the map here a little bit. Top lane, they're pinging out like they want to go for Stonebank. They still have 4 in the enemy jungle, but coil into the CK. Would it be enough to bring down this Bloodseeker? Probably. He's only got about 900 HP, but hiding behind that tier 2 tower. He's fine. He's gonna TP mid.
Yeah, he really has no wand, no stats, no treads either. He course, wants the phase boots to be able to run past these targets. Doesn't want to have to worry about the tombstone zombies either, but that's where you wonder if they're ready for this fight. And okay,
there's the blink reveal.
Oh.
He gets the puck to start it off. Dark Ascension does come through. The ruptures there as well as Kataro's going to be forced to leave, but there's the Fiend's Grip instantly canceled though. Nice and he steals it on Sladen as well. So Kataro is going to pop that Phantasm, try and turn it around, but the Avalanche toss from Ryoya is going to net him a double. And now Sladen on the ropes here, running for his life. Nightmare to cancel that TP. He would have loved to get away with that Fiend's Grip, but not today. Triple kill for the Tiny. And ET, you were warning about what's going to happen once he gets this blink, and that's about as bad as it can get.
Yeah, and of course it's during daytime, but what is Sebas doing walking up the high ground like that? That is not the route that he needs to take. He was next to his dying, so maybe he feels a shred of safety because of that, but that's your perfect reveal. That's your big team fight. That's no Dream Coil in the fight. Nightstalker, at the very least, was able to kill Speed Bottom with his Dark Ascension, but the way DogChamp were able to pace that fight out, I mean, we didn't even see a Winter's Curse. It was a Cold Embrace on the Chaos Bolt. It was both supports taking their time killing the Tombstone. B9 yet again got a pretty much instantly canceled Fiend's Grip, but it's enough. And then we get to see CK versus Bloodseeker. It's not a pretty matchup. It's where you either kill him in your BKB or your pre-BKB in that Reality Rift, or you don't, and he just looks at you on the other side of the fight while he lets the rest of his heroes carry, and that's exactly what's happening.
Man, he just ruptured up, couldn't really do much. Sladen was like forced to try and keep him alive, but Sladen does get the steal on the level 4 Avalanche, so a very strong spell on the Rubik. You pointed this one out earlier. Speed is
scary.
not in a great spot, but they actually are checking in the jungle. And the smoke, it looks like it's going to be successful here. Sebas, that smoke, he's going to see him. Gets vision for the moment. Oh, he's invis. He wasn't even smoked. All right, that makes it even easier. Nature's Prophet goes for the self-sprout. No chance he makes it out of this one, so he will fall. And Catty on the backside is going to chase down B9. The slow is ridiculous from this Flesh Golem, and Bane going to join his friend in the grave.
Yeah, kind of surprised we're seeing this many heroes TP down here. Really nice ward as well. I don't think Osmium can go for round 2 here, even though they might want to. Maybe if they still have the Stolen Fiend's Grip, we could see them look for that next play, but that's where Osmium do have hard timers. They are stuck waiting for quite a while here. Next time Dream Close back up, though, we do have Dark Ascension, and we do have that 45-second window before the next nighttime that teams always want to smoke for. They want that Dark Ascension play into the nighttime. It's just the right way to use this Night Stalker.
Yeah. Top lane on Kataro. He's pretty much got the Echo Saber complete. He's gonna be able to finish it on this wave and send that one on out. So he's pretty farmed on the CK. And he's doing really well. 7,100 net worth, 1,100 gold in front of that Bloodseeker, which he does have the Maelstrom now, which is a really good farming tool for this Bloodseeker. Only 3 points in the Blood Rage though. Not 100% uptime on that. They're going to find Kataro top, though. He's hiding in the trees. He ends up getting found, but a nice Cold Embrace to buy himself some space, and B9 with the rotation as well. They don't even need to commit the Fiend's Grip. Yarn with the high five, like, gotcha, man. He actually almost dies. That would have been a little bit embarrassing. On the backside, Cat U going for the D ward. Stonebank. Yeah, he's going to pay for this one. They get the Dark Ascension, the Tombstone on the high ground, plus the coil. They've got to get out of here. The Sprout does come out to try and give them the vision that they need. But the Bloodspeaker's silenced up. He's not going to get the Rupture. He does just before he dies, but this Tombstone is just destroying the side of DogChamp. The toss to finish him off. But Tiny, he's got 100 MS. He's got a TP home. Sebas able to snipe down that Wyvern as well. Ends up being a 3 for 2.
I don't even know what just happened.
High ground
it was
Tombstone,
just a tomb
baby.
on the high ground. It was a tomb. It was a ward. They even killed the ward after the fact, just so that way nothing is going to be given over. But to start it all off, Kataro has no real business being up there. I really expected him to just Phantasm out the wave, but gets picked off and just baits the perfect fight for his teammates. Unfortunately, does still die, and he is not a player that wants to be dying, but hey, that's your easy play. That's your smoke. I wonder if maybe he thought his teammates were going to get there a little bit sooner, but I don't think DogChamp are very happy with that.
So Sebas has the Witchblade queued up on the puck. I mean, that's pretty much like your standard item build that we see a lot here. Stonebank. Might get found. Just barely escapes that gank. And now, toss back in the mid lane. They found Kataro right into the Fiend script. There was smoke behind the tower waiting. Yaren, I guess just freezing himself, putting some style points on the charts there maybe.
No, just being ultra safe, even though I'm pretty sure there's no chance he's dying. But Yard has a blink. He's ready for the fight, and well, that's another free kill. Again, DogChamp are just getting a few too many plays. They're just making a few too many things happen here. We'll have to see. Now it's a question of whether or not they can collapse onto this mid lane. Very scary ward placed in the nighttime here. And again,
just blinks to the high ground. He gets Sabas, almost blows him up, but will be left alive. The coil defensively used, but Yarn, he just blinks behind the tower for some reason. Trying to force this, ends up finding Sladen, so he's gonna. I think Yarn's gonna pay for this one. No cold embrace. All right, he's getting a little too cocky there on the Wyvern.
Yeah, just a little bit too much, but it's again Bloody Nine with the vision. It's so scary to play against. I'm really surprised that Sebas honestly didn't go down there. Just got lucky, I think, with the raindrop. Just had a little bit too much HP to play with, but I think now if you're Osmium, they want to take pot shots at this tower. They want to establish high ground vision on the opponent's side of the map. They want that big team fight to happen again. It's where I'm really surprised Kataro hasn't gone for the Blink Dagger maybe a little bit sooner. He's definitely going to get involved once he has it, but it's very scary. I'm real surprised they got that tower so freely, but
he gets the deny, technically, but yeah, Tiny on the backside in a little bit of trouble. Dark Ascension for the vision. It looks like DogChamp might be afraid to go in. I thought Yarn was going to go for that Winter's Curse too, but caught the edge of that silence and just backed off, I guess.
Yeah, and he has to be scared. He doesn't want to get immediately turned on, but okay. If you get set up on Osmium, these objectives are easy. It's real simple for you to get up onto a tower, and then suddenly it's impossible for DogChamp to enter onto the fight, but I'm also surprised they even got that tier 1. That was really with nothing. They had no one hitting the tower really aside from the puck, and then it just works. Look, DogChamp maybe dropped the ball a little bit because they're just scared of the night.
They might have been up a little late watching some horror movies. You never know, man.
That's true. That's true. And they do get the tier 2, right?
Yeah,
they get the tower bot.
Yeah, so we haven't really had a check-in on speed anytime recently, but for those of you who are wondering, he's doing Nature's Prophet things, running treants down the lane, the big treants. These guys are scary.
Oh no, they'll beat you up. They're not the type of people you want to meet in the middle of the night. They're very scary. And he's actually getting an Ags. I haven't seen his courier. Don't know if he has the other 3 components sitting on it, but Ags is a really interesting choice.
It's Wraith Pact. Okay, that's what it is.
Oh, is it a Wraith Pact?
Yeah. I was like, dude, there's no way he goes Ags on NP. Yeah, he's got the Wraith Pact. He's doing the full utility build, drums into Wraith Pact, probably like just BKB after that. I love this. I love this build up. It's pretty strong.
No, yeah, and again, the name of the game is just outlasting your opponents here. If Osmium really run out of gas, then suddenly they're going to be on top of these very strong cores, these cores that are looking to take the fight late, that are looking to play with their HP, with their health. I thought maybe for a second the Axe is cool versus the Puck just because it is a root, but you know. Then Subs buys a Yules, and then it's a 4200 root, so pretty expensive root.
It is a pretty expensive root, yeah. That being said, though, I mean, the Wraith Pact aura for these treants, pretty solid. They actually get a little bit of armor, some more attack damage. And he's been using those drums as well, just to continuously push, you know, do additional damage. Like in the last drums usage, he did half the tower's health. Talking about Roche, though, doesn't it go in the way of Osmium? They do find Sladen here in the river, and Stonebank doing a lot of damage now on the Bloodseeker as BKB is completed.
Yeah, and this is a scary timing. Echo Saber's finished on Tiny, BKB on the Bloodseeker. You have that Wraith Pack finished on Speed. They're looking for the moment to just TP in behind towers and really find the Undying first here. Not to mention, it's daytime. So if Osmium make any play, I feel like DogChamp could swing towards that bottom tower. It's a really scary situation to be in now. There's no Glyph, and all of this building damage is going to be felt. Glyph does get refreshed with the mid tower taken, but it's where DogChamp are not going to let up. They know that they're stronger than their opponents right now. It's where they can certainly throw away a little bit of that lead. It's where you do have that X factor in Kataro. If he ever finds a long second stun on that KS bolt, especially when Yaren is caught sleeping, then maybe you can find something, but let's see top. Guitar finds speed here. Is a long reach with his blink. He needs speed maybe a little bit closer. And I think he gave it to him, maybe.
Yeah, he's going to give it to him now, but it's still really scary. They don't see the rest of DogChamp. They're completely missing on the map. And yeah, he's not going to commit for it. So he will back off. He's going to TP home. And honestly, probably the smart play now that Ryoya and B9 were so close.
Yeah, and it is just the threat of Yaren. And of course, Yaren is shadow amuleted in the middle of nowhere.
Trapdoor Dodo over there.
Yeah, doesn't even get to see him on the Undying, but it's where any kill that the CK is going to go for could get squandered by Yaren, could get turned on by Yaren, just because of the nature of the curse versus those illusions. Guitar can never really play all too safe. It's why they pick the Night Stalker. It's to get the vision, so they know what they're jumping here, but they also know what the cost is. They know that if that Dark Ascension is used, as they translate the top tower as well, there's just not a lot you can do right now. It feels like Osmium are getting crunched a little bit in their base. They need a successful team fight. The bottom, the chain stun.
Oh,
this is so simple.
Yeah, the avalanche
it's so
toss.
Easy.
All right, sick play by Yarn. He was just sitting down here for so long, and a DD Tiny is gonna make a real quick work of the puck.
Yeah, gets the toss. Ava doesn't play with fate there. So many Tinies miss those kills just because they get a little lazy, but Ryoya's not going to let that one slip up. And, well, now they used Glyph. They had to. They lost their tier 2 top. It's back to being the aggressors on DogChamp's side. I feel like we're going to see Speed get another 200-300 damage, and nobody set up on Osmium. They got to come back.
He's just
Somebody deal with the trees.
Right? Yeah, he's just going to drums the trees. And yeah. What is this,
so
man?
Annoying.
Tier 3's just dead.
It's so
All right, I guess
annoying.
onto the range barracks. Unhealable damage. On the backside of the fight, they are smoked up, ready to go. You gotta be careful, man. If they get this like Nightmare into Fiend's Grip play, it'll be so scary. Half the range barracks health taken down in that process, and a quick resummon back onto the high ground they go.
Yeah, and, well, you walked away for a second, so this is your punishment for not sitting right here. No more ranged bottom, and they don't make the jump, I think, specifically because Ryoya doesn't have a BKB. If he can, then he can do some more crazy stuff. Instead, he's looking for the support.
They're gonna go mid though. Nice Blink Silence onto the backside of the fight, but they do manage to start it off with a kill onto Sladen. And the Fiend's Grip onto the Night Stalker is gonna finish off a second. Cat-U falls, 3 heroes dead on the side of Osmium. And Nature's Prophet's gonna go for the Sprout, try and take down this Tombstone. They'll get it eventually. Oh no. And another Sprout. Alright, there it goes. Tier 2 in the mid lane. The last standing outer tower, but still no fortification. Like you talked about, it was used to protect the top T2. I mean, DogChamp's just splitting you so thin. There's nothing you can do here.
Yeah, and even though Kitaro is farmed, Kitaro is the guy to make the play. He's not finding the picks. It's just scouted out. It's just preempted.
He just jumped in. He got fogged. They do get the stun, though. Finally, the Waning Rift there from Sebas will do wonders. So, nicely done there. But, that being said, Ryoya. Oh, he blinks! Oh, no. They do get a 4-second Chaos Bolt, though. And like you said, he doesn't actually have a BKB, but he's still got that Illusion Rune. Ends up waiting still a bit too long. But the Winter's Curse from Yaren! Oh no, now the Rupture from Stonebank. He does have the Aegis in 3 seconds. He's trying to burn it, and he's gonna run just to make sure that it gets spent. And now Yarn, Golden Brace keep himself alive, blink forward, in from Quintaro. Speed's gonna be forced to BKB and TP home. Yarn, not as lucky here. He's gonna go down. Good heads up play there from Quintaro. That Rupture just had a couple seconds left, and he's like, I need to die.
Yeah, I need to die. I need to toggle my armlet. I need to go.
He is trapped by Treants. Okay, he's gonna survive for the moment. Nice blink onto the backside. They get on top of Bloodseeker, and Stonebank goes down, baited by Cat-U there.
Yeah, and the tides shift a little bit. Really tight timings from everything from Osmium there. Of course, unfortunately missing the claw to start that all off, but last few seconds of Dark Ascension with that high ground vision, they find the Bloodseeker without BKB. What's Stonebank doing walking up to the wave? And now you get to trade out a lot of these items. Your next batch is coming through on Osmium's side. You have an Aether Lens on Sladen. You've got BKB on the Night Stalker, and Night Stalker's still running at Bane. It's nighttime now. You wonder now if this is the momentum shift, if this is going to be enough. Ticks out to that Dragon Scale. I don't know. This game is not over yet. I think DogChamp might have missed their opportunity for an easy win just with a few picks here and there.
Yeah, it really does make a huge difference. Like, you have the Nature's Prophet to always force the lane equilibrium, which is like a really big win. But these BKBs, there's one about to be done on the Night Stalker. It's going to be a huge pickup for him. And we've already seen how much he can do in these fights. But you still don't have a BKB coming out on Ryoya. He's itemizing for the Silver Edge instead.
It's where you wonder if the greed is going to pan out. And, I mean, at the end of the day, it is just damage. The break, albeit, is nice for that Chaos Strike. That's about it. I mean, it's no PA. It's no obvious reason.
Did he just take the bottom tower? Or the bottom racks? No, okay. It's not.
No. He got it from before, but...
No, I wasn't sure if he was going to get the melee barracks, but they bring Sebas back, so...
Yeah, that's like the only clear. I wonder if it's correct for Sebas to maybe look at the shard. Nah, the shard's so bad on Puck now. It's so sad.
Mid lane avalanche toss onto the Night Stalker. The BKB comes through, but there's going to be the Rupture. He's going to try and TP home. Does he have the damage to commit the Fiend's Grip? Just in case the return Rupture. It's on the Bloodseeker. He's helping fast. There's going to be the Winter's Curse from Yarn. The Illusions just killing himself. The avalanche, the toss is going to be enough. Yarn with the plays, doing work there. And Speed comes in. He's going to find Cat-U. And now, Undying, you're a pretty big boy. Easy to block, so... What a great turnaround there from the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, no, and it's just not preemptive enough from Osmium. Honestly, for a second there, it was worth it. The BKB on the Night Stalker, he almost TPs out. It doesn't get Stonebank's BKB in tow, but, you know, you get the reverse Rupture, you get your CK walking into the fight. Kitaro dies with full BKB. I mean, there's just no way for him to approach, and it all comes back from not having that high ground vision. And unfortunately, really no control to capitalize off either. And all it takes is one fight, then we're back in this situation. Then we're back to being unable to clear a lot of these trees. I could see now DogChamp placing up Roshan Vision, then suddenly pausing the game for just a few minutes here, get an Aegis, get an Ag Shard, and then suddenly it's Osmium again, kind of back on the defensive.
I mean, you've got Boots of Bearing done on the Nature's Prophet, right? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay, I used all my drums charges, time to upgrade. Like,
yep.
Is a hero that can afford to do it? He's got a really solid utility build this game with a BKB, and anytime you try and make a play outside of your base, the Nature's Prophet is going to punish you for it. Dark Ascension comes out. They know that they're hunting Yaren, protecting himself with the Glimmer's Cape, but he gets the Rupture off on Sladen. Immediate Cold Embrace, Avalanche, the return Rupture onto the Night Stalker, but he gets the BKB out himself, trying to keep yourself alive with the Winter Wyvern. He's actually managing to do it for quite a while. Finally ends up falling, but on the backside, it's going to be the Bane. Into trouble. 4-second Chaos Bolt out there from Kitaro. Will be able to finish off, so no Fiend's Grip, no Winter's Curse, and DogChamp will back off as a result.
Goodness, it's still so scary, and you don't want to say that these kills don't matter. They certainly do. But this was Osmium's last play for a while now, and unfortunately, Roche is gonna respawn in the daylight, and you don't have Dark Ascension. I think, unfortunately, this timing is just brutal. Something that they're gonna really have to deal with here. At the same time, look at Speed. Yeah.
Backdoor protection gets broken. The quick Boots of Bearing on your Treants. Another ranged barracks goes for free. And at the same time, Sladen gets picked off by Tiny. And they're also going to find Cat-U as well. So both your supports are going to go down on the back side of the map.
My goodness.
Okay, you didn't quite lose the ranged barracks, but it's like your wave is still on your base, so...
Yeah, it's wave pushing in, it's all the vision that grants you, and it's also, again, just the vision, the control. DogChamp just have a little bit too much of it. They get to find these pickoffs really everywhere, and you don't get anything. And now with Roche getting scouted out, well, there's going to be your next Aegis. You don't want to forfeit it over, but in 5 seconds time, I don't feel like we're going to see Osmium make an attempt. There's just not enough time for this Night Stalker. It's just not a play that he can even think about right now. Hey! Got Yarn, though.
Kitaro, nice play, though. Managed to take down Yarn. That means no Winter's Curse for the Roshan. He is going to be able to scout it here with the Illusions, and that might be enough alone to push DogChamp out of the pit.
Oh, this is scary now. I really think that Yarn kind of threw away the bag a little bit here, and Shadowblade on Kitaro as well. Hasn't walked under the sentry yet, though, but Ryoya just did.
Ooh, counter blink, nicely done. Meanwhile, your base, once again, Nature's Prophet being the nuisance that he is. They might just commit for the Roshan here on the side of Osmium, but Sebas has to come all the way back to get this creep wave. Range barracks will fall, but the Roche Pit, Blood Right is going to come through. Double hero stun. He just gets the Fiend's Grip off right away, and Night Stalker, immediate Dark Ascension BKB, but you're going to lose the Undying on the front side of the fight. And Bane will TP home. Kotaro forced back now that he's quite low, and Roya just a very sad attempt to kill this Tombstone. He will finally get it. Blink forward. Ooh, nice blink out there from the Rubik. He's going to be safe. Speed still hunting. It's not going to find him, though.
Yeah, and, well, they're out of the pit. They got DogChamp away, but it's now going to be whether or not the CK finds really anything here. Your Night Stalker is no longer a hero. He's just a body to throw at the pit.
Or get thrown into the pit, rather, as the toss comes through. And Roy with a quick 2-hit right there from that Silver Edge, gonna find the kill. There's the Winter's Curse. He gets onto the puck. B9 with a Nightmare is there, but he's gonna be able to make it out for the moment. I mean, if he gets sprouted, you're real sad, but it looks like he's gonna be okay.
Okay. Now you say, oh.
Wait a minute. Yeah,
Didn't even jaunt. He's a little bit crazy, but that's where Aegis is gone.
Rupture mid lane. It's on Kotaro. He needs help and fast. Does he actually get away? The Rupture's still on him for another second here, but the Invis will protect him.
Oh, Thirst.
Oh, they know he's back there, yeah. The armlet's ticking down. He's got to go all the way back to base, though. And, you know, Speed takes his third ranged barracks of the game. Fortification's going to come through as they get to work on the melee in the mid lane. Speed's going to resummon those tree ends. Nice stolen Winter's Curse this time onto the tiny bit of Cold Embrace to counter. They're going to go ahead and get aggressive here onto that Bloodseeker. As we talked about, the Aegis was burned, but he's got the Basher, the Mjolnir as well, protecting him for now. And that Sprout making this Night Stalker so sad. Gets the TP off last second, though, so is successfully going to survive, but not as lucky here on Kotaro, maybe. Tree Toss? He's going to make it out. Winter's Curse, though, is available, and Yaren's going to get baited just a little bit. Nice Glimmer Cape to make some space. Cat you with the Tombstone down. They're going to chase after this Wyvern here. He needs help. Is he going to get it? He will not. But you lose the Megas, so all three lanes of barracks are down. B9 just going to Fiend's Grip up the puck. Stonebank, a counter Rupture. He tries to TP home. He's going to make it, but Ryoya comes in. He finishes off Sebas here. Ryoya, though, I don't know if that one's worth it. He's going to pay for it pretty heavily. Mega Creep secured, but it did cost you quite a few heroes.
Yeah, maybe he thought it was a little bit tighter when it came to the Bloodseeker TPing out, but yeah, still got the Mega Creeps with the Tiny and the NP during that entire engagement. It's still a very dominant position, and now I think for Osmium, everybody's going to be scrambling with new means to actually push out these waves, because they are not a great Megas team.
No, they don't have great wave clear at all. They've been trying to deal with Nature's Prophet, but it's just been like Puck, and that is it. Like, who else clears these creeps?
Yeah, it's really sad, to be honest. It's not like there's a cleave talent on CK anymore.
Taro. And just find the NP.
Yeah.
BK. Just Sprout TP. That's simple. Dude, he is so tanky, actually. He has an Assault Kuros. 2300 HP. Like, how does he actually survive this?
Oh, he's still here.
Oh my gosh. All right, B9 does not survive as Belize. They're managing to just...
TP.
Oh no. 1v1. It's a Rage Cage. He's down, man. Oh, that is a rough one.
Yep. All it takes is one Sprout, and then you can't BKB TP, and then you die, and then he doesn't have buyback. This might be it. Speed is in.
Speed just pops a BKB, and he's like, wait a minute. I might have regret this one. He's going to TP home. Did manage to trap Cat U between the towers, but they have no fortification. That is it.
Oh, and look at how obnoxious that is. The Ag Shard, the Cold Embrace, the spam, the Winter Blast.
It just clears everything.
Oh my goodness.
And Nature's Prophet will be rejoining now that he's fully topped up. Pops those Boots of Bearing. Yaren in aggressively here onto Cat U. He's going to Cold Embrace himself. BKB comes out. Oh, he finds the Bane on the backside. Glimmer Cape. Going to be able to keep him alive. And the Bashes from the Bloodseeker doing work. You're going to be able to find the Wyvern, but it costs you your Undying Puck. Able to waning whiff away for the moment, but the Fiend Scripts caught the Night Stalker. B9 gets the last laugh. And Speed, objective gamer here, taking down the Tombstone, still focusing onto these tier 4s, buyback after buyback. Coming through from both teams. Osmium, they're on their last life here, but the throne now exposed. Sebas trying to take down the Bane on the backside, but it's going to be a dieback on your Undying. And B9 still manages to survive through it all, but the throne is dead. That is it. Just too good today for DogChamp.
Man, it felt like a numbers game. It felt like they had really all of the bodies they needed to throw at these objectives, but man, oh man, draft-wise, vision-wise, I feel like the support play was just here today. Both Yarn and Bloody Nine kind of balled out of control. Of course, Bloody Nine didn't really get to play a lot of Dota in these past 2 games, didn't really get to do a lot of his job, but it's the warding, it's the vision. It felt like Osmium in Catyu was not able to keep pace, and maybe it is because he's on that melee hero. He's the one with maybe the better team fight spell, maybe the better base stats, but he's not able to really play his role, I think, as effectively as Bloody Nine was here today. Every single time, it's an off-kilter, off-center ward, finding Rulia, getting that blink initiation, killing a hero outright. The supports just didn't have a game at all on Osmium's side. We saw that one tombstone on the high ground where DogChamp kind of overstay and it looks ugly and it looks great. Never again did we see Osmium get set up. We never got to see them really make that push with that Aegis. DogChamp more or less just ignored them until they become too big. They got too many items, too farmed. Everybody has net worth on their side. They have the BKBs in time. All you have is Guitarro jumping a hero with his Blink Dagger, getting them before they get any reaction, and then hoping Yaren is not there. And it worked many times. Yarn got probably 5 or 6 kills because he was catching heroes off guard away from the Wyvern. But again, it's not the important heroes. It's not the heroes that really ever got slowed down enough to see them fall off the face of the earth. It's a performance from Guitarro, but it's just not enough. And the rest of the lineup, just helpless versus the NP. There's just nothing that those heroes could do. I mean, Speed had probably the easiest game of Dota in his life.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that we noticed, like all the way up until like 27, 28 minutes, like this game is not that far apart. Like it's only about a slight gold advantage, like 6-7K for the side of DogChamp, but dead even in XP. Like it was a close game. And then, you know, like you said, they get these last couple of items that like really amplify their farming speed, and then suddenly the game blows apart to like a 22K lead in the last 10 minutes. So it's like DogChamp just really, you know, bided their time and waited and waited and waited. And it's another solid performance from Rioya once again on the mid lane Tiny. Like similar to what we saw last game, like finding like really essential picks on this hero. And, you know, Guitarro played a great game this time on the CK, had a lot less deaths, had a lot more impact. But yeah, I think you're right. The support play this time from DogChamp, I think, was just too good. And last big Bloodseeker was perfect. I mean, once you get a basher this game, like no one gets to have fun. So, but that being said, that's it. 2-0 from DogChamp. Super short day today because of the forfeit, unfortunately, that we had. We are going to have an interview. I know that we're trying to do interviews with all of these teams, so we are going to come back after just a short break here with an interview from DogChamp. We'll double check with who that's going to be, everyone. So stay tuned. We're going to go to a really short break, and we'll see you in a second. Hey everybody, welcome back. Like we said, we're just going to be a quick break as we are back now with B9, the one and only from DogChamp. Congratulations, man. You guys looked real good today.
Thank you guys, or thank you, Ricky. How's it going for you?
Good. I mean, we got treated to a really fun series. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the first one. Obviously, a forfeit. Were you guys caught off guard by that? You're just like suddenly like, oh crap, we got to play like 2 hours early. What's going on?
Yeah, definitely a little. I wanted to warm up more. Like I haven't really played much lately, and I wanted to play like 4 or 5 games, but only had time for 2. But you know, everybody managed to make it, and we played pretty well. So all works out.
Nice. Absolutely. Now, one of the things ET was praising you guys about is your support play in game number 2. I'm sure, ET, do you have any questions you want to ask B9 about that? Because it felt pretty impressive.
I mean, it felt so easy for you guys. How are you guys placing your wards on the map? What do you think is the most important thing? So many times I felt like in really both series or both games, you just have this ward that enables your Tiny to go in and get exactly what he wants, where you're just not getting dewarded. You're not seeing Catyu or Slayton find your vision in time for you to get that team fight going.
Right. For vision, I feel like a big thing I've been doing lately is just like choosing moments when they're distracted, like if three people are chasing somebody, or especially if they've been like angling toward one side of the map, then I just know they don't have vision on the other side, and I just try to put one a little bit out of the usual place, and usually works out pretty well, especially here. And they didn't manage to get lucky on like some of the triangle wards and stuff.
Yeah, you guys had
Yeah.
you had one specific triangle ward that lasted quite a while in the second game, and it was pretty sick. Et like he's like, what? How does this keep happening?
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 times. It's like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Um, I do have a question about your guys' drafts. Like we felt you guys had like the superior draft in both games.
hmm
Like did you guys get pretty much everything you wanted? Was there some like flexibility here that you guys were playing around with like the tiny or the NP, or was this like you guys just pretty much knew what you wanted from the get-go?
The Furion was kind of just a improvisation, but me and Speed have talked about the hero before because we both can flex it and stuff. And um, yeah, I mean, like we just wanted to stick with our comfort. That was like my main thing going in here because we haven't practiced. So even though the major changed the meta in some degree, I feel like it's better to just play towards your strengths. And so we just played greedy, and then we had like Ryoya on a mid hero that can fight a lot and kill people, and worked out pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, it did. You got that blink and found a ton of people. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he carried this game too, I think.
Et, what do you got? Any questions you have for B9 as well?
I don't know. I'm just thinking. So when you say that you were gonna flex it in the draft, or you guys were improving, what was he gonna
Mhm.
be on the Bane? Were you gonna be on the NP? Because you picked it like fourth in the into the draft.
No, that's like a general idea for picking it earlier. In this game, it was just like as an idea of something to lane versus undying, pretty much. So it just kind of happened.
It's just as
And
simple as that.
yeah, and I was actually a little skeptical of it because I feel like it's not the best laner against DK, but then it's just a good speed hero, and they actually didn't have that much wave clear, so they were really struggling to clear it. And then Puck didn't have travels, so we just kind of disconnected them on the map and killed them that way.
Yeah, and with the Wyvern here that you guys picked up, we saw no love for that hero at Stockholm. Is that just something that before Stockholm in the previous stage of this thing you guys kind of picked it up beforehand, or is this just the Yarn special? Is this something that he's been sitting on for a while, and then the buff just makes it that much easier to run, or where does it come from?
Yeah, I think like we've had our eye on Wyvern for a while, and then once they buffed it and nerfed some other heroes at the same time, and like a lot of his heroes just get banned out, it kind of just fell into our lap, and we thought it was gonna be more of a meta hero. I think it's probably just a little underrated in general. And then at lands, metas just happen. They don't like cover every single hero, like so. I think maybe they forgot about it at the major a little bit. Just played other things they're comfortable with.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
agree. It did feel like we were seeing it a lot here in the Pro Series, and it was performing pretty dang well, specifically you guys. And
hmm
yeah, I was surprised. You know, we didn't really see it at all at the major as well. But yeah, you're correct. I guess majors have their own meta. I do have a question for you though, since we have, you know, you guys are playing with stand-ins right now. You guys have your official DPC roster fully locked in, correct, for this upcoming
Yep.
season. You want to let the viewers? I mean, we know who you guys have playing now for you, but you guys want to talk to the audience about like what you guys are gonna look like come DPC?
Yeah, so it took a while to decide exactly what we were gonna go with, and then it kind of came down to the last minute, and ended up going with keeping Lukey on the roster. He hasn't been showing up because he was injured and he's busy with work, but he said he can make it work, so we're gonna play with him. And Yarn and Stonebank are gonna be coming back, of course. They've been doing really well, and they're free all the time. And then we got Kits kind of out of nowhere for mid, so I think he's gonna be a good fit for us, like offset Stonebank's like fighting style kind of. And then yeah, we kind of had to let Victor go. I was a little messed up how I did it, to be honest. So I feel bad, and like I hope he does really well. Like I just kind of lost track of time a little bit and didn't give him that much space, but he found 5-man Midas at the last second there. So hopefully they win the close quals and we have a good match versus them later.
Nice. I like that, a little healthy respect. You know, good gamesmanship, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
How
And
you?
yeah, Speed, sorry,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
go ahead.
Speed we were thinking about playing with, but he chose to go to a Div 1 team with 5 rats, and he'll probably do really well there.
Yeah,
He
that
is a
team
rat,
looks good,
so
man. That team looks good.
Mm-hmm.
So going into this tournament, obviously you guys keep your lives alive here in the lower bracket. You guys are going to move on to play Hikori, one of the, I would say, probably one of the strongest teams of the tournament. But got knocked down yesterday by a wild card. How you guys feeling about that? I mean, today you guys looked amazing, so I'm super excited for that match. Do you guys feel pretty good heading into that series?
Yeah, I think we just feel pretty loose. Like we're just playing with 2 stand-ins from our main roster, and we haven't scrimmed or anything. So we're just gonna go in and try to be smart and play good and the best. I think we won them in the
Yeah.
groups,
you
if I
did.
remember right.
Yeah, you
So
did.
we'll go try and take 2 this time.
Right on. And it'll be fun. Get to the full 3-game series there, hopefully. We've had a lot of 2-0s in the lower bracket. Yesterday, all 2-0s. Today, technically, all 2-0s. But well, maybe it'll change sometime soon. But either way, congrats on today's series. Do you have any final questions, ET?
No, just Neff says hi. I've been berated in my Discord PMs. So hi from Neff.
Shout out to Neff.
Shout out to Neff,
sure.
the man who wanted to be here but decided to play with Pokemon cards instead. So, really weird champ, if you ask me. That being said, B9, do you have any final things that you would like to say to all the fans out there? Or just your team in general? Anybody? Doesn't really matter.
Just thanks to the fans for sticking with us and supporting us. They always show up. And yeah, I guess we're gonna release a new fan pack soon, so if anybody has any suggestions for things they want, maybe they can DM us on Twitter or something.
Yo, your guys' fan bundles are sick every time.
Yeah, I hope we can live up to the hype.
Right on. Awesome, dude. Well, thank you so much for joining us for a quick interview. And yeah, you get done with the day early. So I guess go play more Dota. I don't know else what we do.
True. All right. Thank you guys. Take it easy.
All right, thanks.
Peace.
Bye.
All right, so as you all can see, we are pretty much wrapped up for the day. Two 2-0s. Technically, like we said, we had an early forfeit. A little unfortunate there for, the side of the cut. It is what it is sometimes, but yeah. ET, how you feeling? How was today for you?
It's over. We didn't do anything.
This is quick 15-minute adventure, in and out. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm like checking my clock. It's like light outside. It's just it's weird. It's not normal. I mean, we'll probably get some closer series, some more best of threes that feel like best of threes. The 2 hours are just a little too short. They're a little too bitter sometimes, but no, it's been fun. It's been an easy day. And we're back, after a 2.5 week whatever break, it's time for some more Dota. It's time for Dota.
It is. It really is. And that being said, I mean, we can bring up the bracket here really quick for those of you who want to see what we have coming up tomorrow. Because honestly, it's more lower bracket, in case you're wondering. It's a lot. Oh, that is not the lower bracket. There we go. The lower bracket right here. So, okay, please. Why are these not going away? Either way. It should be a lot. Okay, well, we're just going to ignore that. For some reason, it doesn't want to show what it is supposed to be showing, so it's all right. Big thank you to Jerry for screwing up the production. Very, very much appreciated. But I guess that's going to do it for today. Yeah, that's about it. ET, any final thoughts, final words for all the viewers before we send them goodbye?
Make sure to tune in tomorrow and to tune in for the SEA side of this tournament. I know the SEA side is really starting to heat up now. It's been really sick. I know it's kind of at an annoying time for a lot of us US Easters, especially. But no, it's really great. Make sure to tune in, especially because they're taking a break right now, I think. But once they come back, there are a lot of great teams that still need to play over there. But also, tune in tomorrow because we've got more NASA. We have more elimination. We've got a lot more Dota to be played. BTS Pro Series, we just keep on giving. So keep on watching.
It just keeps on giving. That's true. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you all tomorrow. And again, stay tuned for SEA later this evening. But that'll do it. This has been the BTS Pro Series Season 11. My name's rkryptic, and of course, joined by ET. We'll see you all very soon. Have a wonderful night.